And we are live. What's good, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Uncle Sam's with you, bro. Whew. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I am a little tired. And I don't mind telling you, I'm a little tired. Last night we had our first Tuesday comedy arc show at Status, and we're gonna do that every Tuesday night here in Tampa moving forward. And yeah, I got tired. Y'all. It was a great show. Um, we definitely have the ability, or I should say the vision. The vision, everyone shares the vision, and the opportunity is there. All we got to do is just build it and make it happen. And I'm here to tell y'all, it was a great show. I mean, it was a great show. Shout out to everyone who came out. Shout out to all my Knights, man. My Knights were there. We were only missing one night, but we understand because he's a driver. He's out driving. He had to go. He's making his money, so that's the only one who didn't make it. Shout out to everyone who came to support all of our people out there, man. Shout out to Darren. Man, that's my business partner who made it all happen. And our bar staff, our wait staff, the door staff. Thank you to everyone who came through and man, shout out to our comics, man. We had Gordon Dixon in there. Shout out to you, brother. He rocked it out. He closed it out. We had T. Davis in there, man. Just taking care of business. And we had Kelvin Garcia, young up and coming comic here in Tampa, and just wrecked shop, bro. It was fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm proud to say I was part of that. You know what I mean? And we're making it happen, man. So every Tuesday night here in Tampa at Status, hit up my Instagram. If you are a comedian, if you're gonna be in town, hit me up. Don't be afraid to hit me up on Instagram. Let's talk. If you're gonna be in town on a Tuesday, hit me up, man. We could definitely get you some time. And if you're gonna be here and you're looking to maybe do something like maybe build out your own show or something like that, definitely hit me up, man. We can have that conversation. I'm pretty sure we can make it worthwhile. For more established comedians out there and people who know me, all my LA folks who know me, y'all know, hey, I'm about to hit y'all all up. It is going to go down out here in Tampa. So I just wanted to say that thanks to everyone who came through. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And we're just gonna keep doing it. I was telling everyone that, like, give us 60 days, 60 to 90 days, and I think that's gonna be the premier Tuesday night here in Tampa. And it's kind of turning into an industry night too, because we have a lot of people who are in the industry, wait staff, bartenders, security, all that kind of stuff, who are coming out. That's one of their nights off, and they really enjoyed the show, man, and they can't wait to come back. So it might even turn into that. So if we got the industry people, man, those are the ultimate cool kids in any city, in every city. If we got them in there, bro, it's going to be a party. Last good man, the Jersey's in the building. What is good, fam? Good to see you, man. How you living? We gotta get you down here. One of these days, we gotta get you down here. So we're gonna talk about Bill Burr, my favorite comedian. I made that no secret. Is Bill Burr a red pill OG, one of the first, man? I don't know, but let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Yo, man, I'm telling you, Bill Burr, like, I mean, that is definitely one of my favorite comics of all time. If I had a Mount Rushmore of comics, he would be up there. A lot of people, they will disagree with me and say a bunch of stuff, or some would agree with me. It is what it is. It's subjective. You feel me? But he's definitely, being one of my top 4, top 5 all time. And the reason he is because the dude is so witty. But let's answer the question at hand, right? Is Bill Burr a red pill dude? Is he a red pill comic? No. I doubt if Bill Burr even knows what the red pill movement is. I doubt if he's even heard of manosphere. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe, but I just doubt it. And but what Bill Burr is he is observant. He's just the guy who's been paying attention. And great comics do that. Great comics have a way of making you see something for what it truly is. And they just cut through all of the madness, man. They cut right through the matrix, man. So great comics are like those rogue programs in the matrix. You know what I mean? It just kind of moving through their walking glitches and they can do whatever. And Dave Chappelle is like that. You know what I mean? You name any, Patrice O'Neal was like that. Shout out to Patrice, rest in greatness. Like for any of those comics that to get just, Joe Rogan to an extent is like that. He really does it with his podcast. But again, he's mainstream actor, comedian, loves the art, loves stand-up comedy, and is able to get people to think in different ways. Of course, he did it, with the past podcast route. So, bro, so is Bill Burr red pill? Like, no. I doubt if he even knows about it, man. But when you listen to what he is saying and what he has been saying over the decades, bro, and we're gonna look at some of his stuff right now, going back to some of his bits on marriage, some of his bits on the pay gap, some of his bits on women in sports, and then his thoughts on gold digging women and how the system works when it comes to that sort of thing. And I think this will be eye opening for people. We got Lady Navoa in the building. What's good, sis? Miss you too, sis. I'm glad you're here. Happy New Year to you. I'm glad. Good to see you. I hope all is well. That's what's up, man. And then we got Dr. B in the building. What's good, fam? Favorite red pill doctor right there. Yes. And happy New Year to you too. I don't know if it's the first time you've been able to jump on this year. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Y'all know I'm old and I'm tired, man. We were up late. And was up late. And then of course, gotta get my little girl ready for school and all that. Well, she gets herself ready. I just gotta take her like a chauffeur. And had to run by the venue to take care of some stuff. We had a couple meetings. And then we had to actually go and do some sweat equity labor, sweat equity into what we're doing, which we love, man. We got some big things brewing down here in Tampa, man. So if you guys find yourself in Tampa for real, we're going to have some stuff for you. It's not going to just be stand-up comedy. We're going to be bringing bands in. We're going to be doing spoken word, which we kind of already done on some of the shows. And anything and everything that's worth doing, like anything creative, man. We're going to have a jazz night. We were talking about that today. Probably once a quarter, we're going to do a proper jazz show, like proper jazz show. I'm like an old school jazz guy. Like I play jazz. I play the saxophone and mess around with some other instruments. I love jazz. I'm talking Dave Brubeck, man. I'm talking Monk. I'm talking, you know what I mean? Bird, like you name it, bro, I'm into it. And we're also messing around in the Latin world, man. So we're gonna have like a kind of doing like some live bands and bringing in that in like some Latin funk, some fusion, some real cool stuff we're doing down here, man. And as people ask me, we gonna do some hip hop? I generally stay away from hip hop. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially in a venue that I like. Y'all know what time it is, but hip hop has changed and hip hop has splintered into some other genres that we are talking about. So it's definitely on the table. But when it comes down to you'll never see a battle rap at our venue. You'll never, it's just something like, it's certain things like you spend so much money on security and keeping everything tight that it's almost not worth doing unless you have a real passion for it. And there are people out there who do, but it's not completely off the table. Like, like there's some stuff out there like the backpacker hip hoppers. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like the college kids and the eclectic types who kind of do hip hop and they fuse it into other things. That's what we're looking for. So we're just going to keep it going. We just going to keep it going. You know what I mean? And Dr. B was like, it is actually, yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So we are going to get into and this, we'll see how long this goes. We might even drop the link today just to have people, chip in, because I haven't dropped a link yet this year, surprisingly. So we might even drop a link tonight, man. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, man, Bill Burr, bro. Bill Burr and his thoughts on what's going on. Again, I don't believe Bill Burr is a red pill guy, like, quote unquote red pill. Like I claim the red pill, like unplugged in the matrix. I see things for what they are. I claim that. But for those who watch me, like the people in the Fresh and Fit fam and my Donovan Sharp folks and, my Rolo Tomasi and Rich Cooper guys and all that red pill, nah, I don't think that Bill Burr is a part of that or the manosphere. Again, I could be wrong. He's not here asking, but, I bump into him. I'll let him know. I'm checking everyone's schedule. So when anyone comes to Orlando or Tampa, we're on top of it. So if he comes down this way, bro, trust and believe, I'll ask him. I'll ask him. I definitely have people. I met him once in my life. I got friends, my good friends are plugged in with him. So it's not really that difficult for me to get a conversation with Bill Burr. And next time I talk to him, I just bring it up like, hey man, have you ever heard this term? Just to see what he says. You know what I mean? And who knows, as his platform grows, maybe he'll come across a clip or something like that, and he'll, it could do whatever it does. That's what I love about technology today. That's what I love about YouTube. You never know who's watching, bro. You just don't. So let's get into it, y'all. For sure, for sure. Let's get into it. So this first video, did I even pull it up? I did. So this first video we're gonna get into, this is from decades ago. This is long before Bill Burr was married, I think. And he was, he has this bit about marriage. And this is, man, it's just great. It's a great bit. It's timeless. It's timeless, this bit right here. So we're gonna watch this a little bit, man. I mean, I'm gonna try to monetize this. I think I try to monetize them all, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it'll get restricted because YouTube don't like this kind of content. Whenever this conversation, I know they get restricted. It might even get demonetized, but that's fine, man, because I think we need to have this conversation, right? And I love having it from this comedic lens. So this is Bill Burr talking about marriage and why people are getting married. And again, this has to be at least 20 years old, guys. I think it's like 15, 20 years old at least. I have to go back and find a timestamp when he actually did it, but it was a long time ago. You could tell by the amount of hair he has on his head, right? That's how long ago this was. So let's check this out.
I'm at that age where everybody I know is getting married. Let me ask you a question. Why the hell do people keep getting married? You know what I mean? Isn't anybody looking at the stats? You know what I mean? 3 out of 4 marriages go right down the shitter, right? If you were going skydiving and they told you 3 out of 4 parachutes weren't going to open, you'd be like, yo, fuck that. I'm not going. Like, I don't like those odds. I have a 75% chance of splatting on the ground. But there's something about getting married. People just have to do it, right? They just like.
Right off rip, man. And I'm airborne, bro. With them odds, I'll still jump, but I got to pack my own parachute. You know what I mean? If it's a 75% chance I ain't gonna survive, at least I pack my own parachute. And thank you, sis. Leno, absolutely. This is definitely fair use. I'm starting to learn the ins and outs of fair use. I'm talking to some other people and I'm watching some stuff on YouTube. And it's just a matter really of just going out and disputing or whatever. I'm gonna get to that point. But yes, fair use, fair use, fair use. And this is just for conversational and comment purposes only. Copyright 107 disclaimer. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? And let me leave that on the screen while I'm running this. Thank you, sis. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. For sure, for sure, for sure. So let me put that back up here. So here we go. But he's got a point though, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And again, this was decades ago when he was saying this, man. So let's continue.
Like, is this the line to lose half my shit? Awesome. This is gonna be great. No, I'm just kidding. I love women. I'm just not compatible with them. No, they got too much energy for me. You notice I said they always have to be doing something. Like they can't take a day off. You can't have a day off when you have a girlfriend. They just see that open day. They're like, oh my God, let's fucking fill it up with shit. They just come at you with one horrible idea after another. They have the worst ideas. They do. You ever get to this one, they'll be like, you want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no.
Right. And this was a great bit. This absolutely was a great bit. I'm saving this too, later, so I could use this. It's definitely a great bit. But you see how quick the wedding part was. It's like, oh, is this the line I stand in to lose half my shit? And dudes have been understanding and accepting this about marriage forever. Yet people still want to get married. I talk about it on here. People corner me all the time. Why wouldn't you want to get married? Like, bro, it's not a good deal. You know what I mean? For half of that situation, for the two parties involved, one of them's gonna get a really good deal and the other was not. And again, now that things are changing and women are making more money, is going to shift to where women are having to pay. And that's, we're definitely going to see some changes once that happens. But, in the short term, dudes just can't wait to get married. I appreciate that last good man in Jersey. The standard fair use defense is original content was used for entertainment. My content is used for educational. Done. And that's true because we are talking about this, like, how this is, you know, shaped our society. And now you just got a bunch of guys who just aren't even thinking about marriage now. They're like, man, it's not even worth it. You still got dudes who go out there and do it. But, we all understand, like, you're going to lose half your stuff, bro. Why? Why? And then I'll definitely have all these videos in the link below if you're watching this on Team Replay, so you just kind of click on that and watch the whole thing. The one that's up now is about 5 minutes, and it's really funny, bro. Like, it's really, really funny. I just wanted to run the first part about marriage. Like, he's talking about going to brunch. Man, it's so funny. So go back and check that out. But again, like, that's one of the big red pill points right there. Guys are like, yo, don't get married. I'm one of those dudes. It's like, my thing is, know what you're getting into. If you're going to get married, that's fine. Just understand what you're getting into, understand the numbers, understand the odds of it being successful. Hopefully you vetted properly. Hopefully you did everything you're supposed to do. And if it doesn't work, don't cry about it because you knew what time it was. You decided to get married. You decided to go to the courthouse and get legally married in America. And if it doesn't work out for you, and you have something to lose, you're probably going to lose. You're going to lose half, maybe a little bit more when you factor in all of the court costs and all that. Because if you have a little something, they're going to make you pay for her lawyer and your lawyer. So it's one of those things, man. Like, it just, you know what I mean? Now, and then you got alimony, you got child support, and all sorts of other things that could affect, you. That's the person who has something. Notice I didn't say man or woman. I said the person who has something to lose is the person who needs to think about it. That's my stance on it. I don't need to be legally married. I could be with someone and be maybe have our own little ceremony and promise ourselves to each other, or use some sort of religious ceremony somewhere in some other jurisdiction or whatever. But I will not come back to America and sign a marriage contract, even with a prenup. People say, get your prenup, even with a prenup. It's just, why? Because, Tyrese had a prenup. I know so many people who have prenups. And then again, we got the foolproof ironclad prenup that doesn't exist. And even if you're going to wind up spending money in court anyway, defending the prenup. So it's still going to be money spent. So it's just something to think about, guys. And again, if you're going to get married, do it when you're young and you're broke. You don't have anything. She don't have anything. Y'all can build together. Maybe you have better odds, better chances of making that work. You guys definitely has less life experience. You haven't been through the ringer as much. I think people who tend to get married young, or they fall into that percentile of people who go the distance and stay together, whatever. But hey, you never know, man. It is a coin flip, and that's for sure. But let's check out. There's one that Bill Burr was talking about, the pay gap. So you hear a lot about the pay gap, man. And he was talking about the pay gap. And again, when you listen to this stuff, bro, it sounds like, man, this is 100% manosphere stuff, man. He's red pill. Like, no, he's just a comedian who is paying attention to what's going on around him. And that's what comics do. And he has a very great way of presenting it and making it funny, but it makes you think. So let's check this out. This is Bill Burr, and he was talking about the pay gap and feminism. I'm just letting it load up.
I'm trying to learn to pick my battles when I date girls. I usually argue with women all the time, man. I'm stupid like that. Like, I dated this girl one time. She was like really into like women's issues. So we used to always have these dumbass arguments. So one time she came up to me, she goes, okay, explain this to me, Bill. Why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job? Huh? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay. Yeah, that's why I get the $1 more an hour. No, think about it. If there's a house fire, it's always women and children first. I got to stand there with like the back of my shirt on fire going, let's go, people, let's go, let's go. So that's how I look at it. No, it's $1 an hour surcharge. That if something fucked up happens, either I can't leave or I got to like get in the way of it to give you a head start. Like, rabid dog, run, honey. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You hear a bump in the night, I got to go check it out. Like, yes, he does have a knife. Anytime there's a hostage situation, who do they negotiate for first? Well, at least let the women and children go. Well, what about me? Bullets hurt me too. Why the fuck do I got stay in the vault.
He's got an excellent point, right? And this is just how it's done, right? This is how it's done mostly, probably worldwide, but certainly in the Western world. This is the deal. Like, oh man, this is how it works. And you got women out there who are like, girl power, feminism, independent, and all that, until it's time to get off the sinking ship. And sit there, hold their hand. Thank you for letting me on the lifeboat. Good luck to you. The water is cold. Ooh, can I have that jacket? You're not going to need it much longer once you hit this water. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, bro. It's one of those things. But this is stuff that men have been talking about for ages, man. This video right here is older than the one we just watched. Again, you can tell by Bill Burr's hair. So the more hair he has, the further back in time it was.
No, that's my point, man. Where are all the feminists in those situations? You know what I mean? You can't find them. There are no feminists in a house fire. That's a guarantee. You could take the most hardcore feminist, some chick right in your face, like, he's chauvinistic son of a bitch, little short little haircut, the whole 9 yards, right? Second those flames break out, she's gonna twist those little hairs into pigtails. No, I'm just a girl. I wanna go play jump rope. And leave you standing in a burning house like you're not flammable. But I'm not a dick though. I'm not saying I think a woman should make $1 less an hour to do the same job. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna make what I make when the boat sinks, you better be standing right there next to me, listen to that guy play the cello. Then you get the corner office.
Right? Is that so much to ask for, people? Is that too much to ask for? Yo, you want to be equal? All right, you can stand your equal butt right next to me, ma'am. And we're both gonna go down with this boat. We got all the kids off, right? And the dudes who are older and have disabilities. Now, isn't that equality? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Isn't that what feminism and all that was supposed to be? It's supposed to be equality. But that's not what it is today, is it? No, not really. And am I mad at the women who benefit from it? No, I'm not mad at them at all, man. It's part of the game, bro. I ain't mad at all. If you can have your cake and eat it too, if you can figure it all that out, man, who am I to be mad about that? But I'm going to talk about it just like Bill Burr is going to talk. He's talking about it.
You get all the benefits or whatever. So anyways, I was watching George Bush today, man. That guy scares the shit out of me.
And that's the end of that. So that's how long ago was George W. Bush was president. That's how long ago that video was. And I had a killer 40 minutes with Bush. Killer. I was loving it, man. Bush was just a lot of people are saying that they can't, like they hope Trump gets back in the office and that's going to be good for comedy. I don't know about that, man. I didn't even joke. Like the stuff that Trump was doing to me, I was like, man, I can't even joke about this stuff, bro. I couldn't even, but it's definitely gonna be some content out there. There's gonna be some premises out there, and we're gonna, comics gonna do what comics do. But I was just like, well, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? So we talked about marriage, right? We all know the marriage in America just don't work, man. Like it's come on, bro. Like everyone accepts 50%, but actually is more. I think Michael Sertain is saying that the latest numbers put it around 57% of marriages in America fail. 57, that's more than 50%. 57, and then of those that don't fail, right? So you're looking at that 43% or whatever that doesn't fail. Well, it's not that they don't fail; they don't end in divorce. That other 47%. So of that, how many of them are happily married and everything? Or how many, because a lot of people are separated, they just don't bother getting divorced. They don't want to go through the process of splitting everything up and going through all that, paying the attorneys. They just take care of it on their own and they move on, but they're still legally married. So, when people come to me, I'm like, if that's what you want, man, go ahead and do it. Just do a little bit of research. Probably the marriage contract is probably the most intrusive and probably the most important contract a person could sign in their life, and they don't know anything about the contract. They don't even research how it goes. They just do it, I guess, because they're told to do it, and they don't realize how it can impact them. They just don't. You know what I mean? We got Miss AKA ladies in the building. What's good, sis? Good to see you. Last night's show was a success, man. It was popping. We had a good time. We had a really good time. I'm looking forward to next week. We're doing it every single Tuesday. And when summer rolls around, it's really gonna be popping, y'all. It's gonna be popping. Um, but good to see you, love. So so that was Bill Burr's take. So this this one take that's coming up was pretty recent. This was his Netflix special. This was live at Rare Rocks when Bill Burr. I guess this is about a year old now, and he was talking about uh, pay disparities in sports. And this is from TikTok. And again, nothing but red pill talking points, bro. Like the stuff that he's hitting is what men talk about. And it's like, why is it our fault? You look at dudes get married knowing they're probably gonna get wrecked if this thing don't work. They know it's better than 50% chance, or at least 50% chance that it won't work. They know that when she go, like, it's like, bro, I'm gonna probably lose access to my kids. I'm gonna lose the house. I'm gonna have to pay alimony. I'm gonna have to pay child support. I'm only gonna get to see my kids, get visitation. Like they know all this, and yet men still get married. Like, I mean, it just when you look at that, it's like, bro, it doesn't really affect the other side that much at all. I mean, it's and then that's one of the things that I tell folks. I'm like, yo, if you do, man, marry a woman who's wealthy. She has more than you. And if it doesn't work out, you don't have to take anything. If it doesn't work out, you don't have to keep the child away from her. Like if you was at home working from home and taking care of the kids majority of the time, you don't have to keep the child. You don't have to get child support. You don't have to take a house, right? I mean, those are things like you don't have to do it. The law is set up that you can, and at least that's the leverage I think you need going into a relationship. Like she has more to lose. You go into the relationship, if it doesn't work out, she's not going to want to divorce you, and she's certainly not going to want to piss you off, because if this does go to court, she knows she's going to get wrecked. That's my philosophy on it. That's kind of like my take, like the way I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Miss AK, lady is saying, I'm definitely going to make my way to one of those kid-free nights. It's on my to-do list. Hey, you're going to love it. It's definitely kid-free. You're going to love it. It is 100% adult content. And if you make it all the way out here, we will definitely take care of you. Bring your friends. We'll set you up in one of our VIP booths, and we'll get you started with a couple bottles. Bring your friends. Make sure you get your a hotel and stay for the night, because we go late. Just so you know, we go late. And it's not just a comedy. We party after. Like we got great DJ, and we just keep it popping, and it's a really good crowd. Like it's a really good mix. It's fun. It's almost like a basement party, yo. So if you do come, make sure you get a telly. Make sure you don't try to drive home that night, and bring your crew, and we'll take care of you come on now. You're on the list. We're gonna make it all the way right for you, because you're a day one, and I like to take care of my people. So you know what I mean. I look forward to seeing you. But this whole thing with marriage and men jumping into it or whatever. So we talked about the marriage, we talked about the pay gap, and we talked about how men are just expected to bite the bullet, you know what I mean, to die a horrific death. He kept talking about there's no such thing as a feminist when the building catches fire. You know what I mean? Like, which is a good point. You know what I mean? It just, like, it is what it is. Are we talking about all women? Absolutely not. We're not talking about all women. We are not talking about all women, but this is just how the game works, bro. You could be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to be right here. I'm gonna stand toe to toe with you guys. And then, like, when the bad stuff happens, you're like, I'm just gonna take the kids, and I'll protect the kids. I'm gonna get these kids out of here. Like, women and children first. Like, how about you stand here and stand up to this rabid dog, and I'll take the kids. I'll be that fallback, the last line of defense. Brother D Mac, what's good, bro? Good to see you, fam. How you feeling? I said, my wife and I have been happily married for over 24 years. That's what's up, man. I love hearing that. I really do, man. That's for you and your wife, man. Like, it feels like we just tied the knot yesterday, man. That's what's up, man. My guy Jay Swans and his wife Naya, man, been together for a little bit longer than that, man. And it's a beautiful thing. I love hanging out with them. I love seeing them operate. We talk about it all the time. We've been on this platform. Like, Jay Swans to come on this platform. He talks about the work it takes to make a relationship work, especially for that long. You're talking about a couple decades in. It takes a lot of work. A lot of people. I think my biggest takeaway with marriage in America is that people don't understand how much work it is. They're not dedicated. They're truly not dedicated to it. And it's so easy to get out of it, and you get rewarded for getting out of it, right? So when you look at all that, you get people saying, well, just get divorced, and, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, you're going to get the kids, and these sort of things are going to change. I know I put out a short about family court and how family court is just designed to extract resources from one person and give it to the other, right? Generally speaking, it flows from man to woman, but it's whoever has, they're going to take from the person that has, they're going to give it to the person who has less. And when you look at who the judges award custodial parentship to, it's overwhelmingly the mom. I want to say it's over 80, maybe close to 90% of the time, his mom gets awarded, custody in the sense that she's custodial parent, which means she's going to get the child more. You got states like Florida, which recently made a change. Florida says that Florida believes it's in the child's best interest to have equal access to both parents. So when you go into family court now and it's a custody thing, it's 50-50. That's the default. And again, maybe if one parent can't do it or doesn't want to do it, then they'll do whatever. But the default is 50-50. And if it's 50-50 custody, there should be no child support and or very little. So that's starting to change the game. And if the rest of the states, if the other 49 states kind of follows Florida, then that's definitely a game changer. And we had a comment. One of the brothers was like, "What can we do? What can we do to facilitate some sort of change?" Because he went through the family court grinder, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I went through that, man. What can we do?" And I'm gonna make a quick video for him as well, probably tomorrow. And what we do is we organize. What can we do as men or as people? We educate ourselves, we organize, and then we get active and we go out there and we put people in office, and we get stuff on the ballot. If it's some sort of an amendment or some sort of petition. California, well, they're known for that, man. That's how they govern. They govern by petitions. Like, whatever you got to do, you go out, you talk to elected officials, you bring in the experts, you bring in the true numbers, right? You keep it calm, and that's how you begin to make a change. That's how you do it. You raise money and you place that money with the elected officials. People hate to hear that, but that's the bottom line. You want to get an elected official's attention at the state level or even at the federal level, you give them money to their campaigns. You go to the dinners. You pay the whatever, the $50, $100, $5,000, $10,000 fee to get in there. You pay it. You get involved with their campaign. You bring people who can help them with the sweat equity. You bring people who can walk the precinct and manage the phone during election time. When you do that, they will remember you, and and they will listen to your position on things and say, "Hey, this is what we want to do. This is something that benefits all Americans. This is something that we can work with across the aisle." Republicans and Democrats, they say they want something they can work together on. This is one of them, and that's how you make those changes. You get governors to look at it, and it makes sense. At the end of the day, it makes sense. It makes sense. You can't scream feminism anymore. You look at the average, couple kid. When you look at the kids and stuff like that, mom and dad's not even married. Most people don't even get married anymore. So they have a child. Mom and dad's not even married, right? So where's the child? So you're looking at, you're looking at a situation where the child more often than not is in daycare. That's what a child is, or the children are. They're in daycare. Why? Because mom and dad are both working. And that's at every level, at every bubble, whether mom and dad is working, driving Uber and doing the gig economy, or mom and dad has a 40-hour work week job, maybe working in, management somewhere at a Target or a Walmart or some small company, or whether mom and dad are CEO level. If the child is not in a daycare, then the child is being cared for by a provider, maybe an au pair or a nanny or whatever, depending on how much money you have. So the point I'm making is, generally speaking, mom and or dad is not taking care of the kid every single day. They're paying someone to do it. So what's the point of child support? Why am I paying one person more? I'm paying one person or the other more money to take care of the child when they're not even taking care of the child. Someone else is. Right. And I'm going somewhere with that. Miss AKA lady, and this is at Brother D Mac. D Mac, what do you feel contributes to most of the success in your marriage? Oh, that's what's up. And D Mac answers, we never stop dating each other. It still gives me butterflies. She still gives me butterflies. Oh man, what's up, man? That's game right there, bro. I ain't mad at you, man. That's fire. That's fire. And Brother D Mac is also saying to Sister AKA lady, when you start dating someone new, you always put that person first. Facts. We never stopped. I told my wife time was going too fast for us. So that's what's up, man. Hey, brother D Mac got game. That's why he got that. That's why they call him D Mac. He got game, yo. And that's what it is. You got to keep your woman in love with you, man. She has to fall in love with you over and over again. But he hit her with that, man. We never stopped dating each other.
Holla, 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 holla. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you.
Probably how he starts the day off when she getting up. Let me holler at you, man. Let me holler at you. Whatever you got to do to make it happen, though, bro. And that is solid. That is solid. Whatever you got to do to make that happen, man. Let me holler at you. And for those of you who don't forget, I know people jump in and jump out. Don't forget to hit that like on the way in and or on the way out, please. And don't be afraid to comment. You know what I mean? It really helps out. And we are growing. But the point I was making about daycare in today's world, when you wind up going into the family system, family court system, right? You know, again, y'all know how I feel about the way we do business, right? We monetize children in this country, like, which is, to me, is evil. The child has to be removed from one parent, and the more time the child spends away from the parent, the more that parent has to pay. I really think that's an evil system, and maybe it made sense at some point, but it doesn't make sense now, given the fact that the child is either in child care, daycare, or in school. So I know a dude who went through this, right? Had a kid, right? And the kid wasn't in school yet. The kid was in daycare. So it was a 9 to 5. The child would be Monday through Friday. Basically, from 9 to 5, the child was in daycare. From 9 a.m., you know, the mother would drop the child off 9 a.m., pick the child up at 5 in the evening, right? Every day, Monday through Friday. The guy, off days were during the week. You know how sometimes you got those split off days or whatever. You got like a Monday, Thursday off, or, you know, whatever you got. So his off days were always during the week because he worked weekends. So he would be off Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Sometimes he would be Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. It would change, but he would be off the whole day. And you know, the guy says, he's like, man, I went to the judge and asked the judge, like, well, listen, because everything was based the way it was based. This is how much time. The court will break down a percentage. This is the percentage of time you have with the child. Therefore, that equals this much money a month in child support. It pretty much works like that probably in every state. I am no expert, guys. You got any questions, go talk to a family lawyer. Go talk to the pros. Don't talk to your friends. Don't go on YouTube. Go talk to the pros where you live, right? So we're just going to tell the story. The guy who was already a father, he already had kids. You know what I mean? He had some of his kids live with him. He had 2 kids that he had full-time that stayed with him. So this guy was more experienced. He was a more experienced parent right off rip. This woman just was her only child, right? And the child was young. So more experienced. And he's in there, he's talking to the judge. They're looking at everything. He's like, well, look, Your Honor, I'm off on these days. I'm off during the week. On my days off, can I go to the daycare at 10 o'clock? Mind you, the child got there at 9. Can I go to the daycare at 10 o'clock and sign my child out and bring my child back at 4 o'clock? Because, you know, child got dropped off at 9, picked up at 5. So can I come in at 10 to pick up the child and keep my child until 4 and then bring the child back? The judge said no. The judge said no. Right. So whenever I have, you know, mostly women, some dudes, you know, you got some, you know, white knight dudes be talking about how men are deadbeats and they don't want to be with their children and this, that, and the third. When I hear that, I always tell that story. And I'm like, the system monetizes children and they will protect that money. There was absolutely no reason that this man couldn't be with his child for 6 out of the 8 hours that his child was going to be in daycare with strangers. And he was paying for it anyway. And it wasn't like you're going to get a refund on your, you know, child care. Anybody who's dealing with child care, you paying whether the kid in there or not, right? So you got the slot, you paying. So he wasn't doing this because he's trying to save money. He's just like, I can work, you know, it's worked out. I'm off during the week. Can I go at least spend time with my child? And you got some other person, some judge who doesn't know anything about you and whoever, what's going on with your family, that said no. There was absolutely no reason for the judge to deny that request. It didn't make any sense at all. At least not to me. The only thing I can make out of it is that time would have changed the child support. Right? You have to add now you got to add. This is per week. Now you got to add so what is it was 14 hours. You got to add 14 hours, which changes the percentage, which would, again, in the computer, change the amount of child support you pay. So I'm like, why is this judge protecting that system? Why? Because the system is worth a lot of money. We monetize children. And like I say, that's an evil thing. So this is all the kind of stuff that I tell folks, like, man, so that has nothing to do with marriage. Marriage is just on top of that. You know what I mean? That's when you're losing property and you paying alimony. That's something separate. But the way we handle our children in this country is just wrong. So again, I'm not a fan of Ron DeSantis. But what they did in Florida with respect to the 50-50, mandating that children have equal access to both parents, they got that right. They got that right. And that is what we can do to change things. For the brother that was asking me, and I'm gonna address that in a separate video just for dude. Make a video just for him. Probably tell that story again. And what can we do? We can educate ourselves. We can organize ourselves. We can communicate and link up from state to state to state. We can put together a database. We can put together a small team. So when we go have these debates and we pump out this content and people look at it, they're like, wait a minute, I didn't know it was like that. And we can give them facts as opposed to feelings. This is how it works in this state. Kentucky is doing this. California is doing that. Florida is doing this. And when you do that and we just kind of build a network, the way the system is now will crumble under that network, because it only makes sense to allow children to have equal access to both parents. It only makes sense. And that's what they say that we're doing. They say everything they're doing with child support is supposed to be in the child's best interest. So how is it not in the child's best interest to have equal access to both parents, especially when the child is in daycare the vast majority of the time anyway, daycare and or school. And then that time when they're not in daycare and or school, that's the time we split up. Right? At least that's my thought on that, man. Y'all let me know. Let that sink in. Let me know. But like Bill Burr's talking about, you got dudes out here getting married, getting wrecked, knowingly getting wrecked, and just can't wait to do it. Just lining up. Is this the line I stand in and lose half my stuff? Okay, great. Come on now. Right? And then, talking about the feminism and guys having to sacrifice themselves to let women and children get away and live. Just like, like you said, there's no such thing as a feminist in a fire. You know what I mean? It's like, and that extra money, like, oh, the pay gap, that's a service charge. If I got to sit here and burn to death, then I'm going to get that extra dollar now, which is, that's just him saying his thing. But then we all know that's not the reason for the pay gap. We know the pay gap is something else. But I really like his take on it. So what we're about to watch now, this part right here, is Bill Burr's thoughts on professional female sports and what's going on with that, which again I think is hilarious. And this is on TikTok, right? This is something I found on TikTok, so this is gonna be fun to watch, guys. This is gonna be fun to watch. I really enjoy this one, and this is from Rare Rocks. You can catch this whole hour on Netflix. It's live at Rare Rocks. Bill Burr's on there right now, and he talks about everything, man. He talks about canceling people, but they only want to cancel men. They don't want to cancel the horrific women from history. He talks about Coco Chanel was a great bit. He talks about, the option for when you get pregnant, exercising an option. He talks about that. He was talking about, like the whole pandemic stuff, bro. If you want to just sit down and watch a good hour, man, I highly recommend Live at Rare Rocks. That's a really good hour of comedy. So let's pull this up and check this out and get Bill Burr's thoughts on female pay disparity in sports, which I think is just amazing. So here we go.
I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, I don't know. Why is that? Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000 seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig.
I'm not saying no professional female athletes, Serena Williams, the women in the UFC, you know, but nobody's watching your fucking sport. And then you're going to come and you're going to get mad at fucking men. They keep doing that shit. Why are you yelling at us? It's not our fucking job. It's not my fucking job to give a fuck about women's soccer, okay? I have men's sport to pay attention to. It's your bullshit, right?
He's absolutely right. Oh, I forgot to put the fair use sticker up there. He's absolutely right. I got male sports to worry about. I'm not worried about. Right? Uh-oh, what button did I just messed something up? I'm not worried about female sports. I mean, like I like beach volleyball. I like when they play like the Olympic volleyball, like when the ladies play, like that's hardcore, man. It's fun to watch. Gymnastics when that rolls around. Track and field is kind of cool. But when you're just talking about, like the WNBA, man, I've never watched a full WNBA game. I probably never will. There's a full contact pro football league for women out there. It's really small. It's kind of like watching a middle school football game, but I watch that. They have a team here in Tampa. So I watch that. They play not too far from me. I try to go support whenever I can because I love football. I don't mind going to watch them play, and they play hard. They got to get better at catching, bro. Like it's a running league. It's like watching, for real, it's really like watching middle school because they can't, hardly any passes beyond 15 yards are completed. So I mean, that's just women are getting used to playing full contact football. They haven't been playing it. I like watching female soccer, like during the World Cup, and I like watching softball during the Olympics. So I'll watch that stuff, but I won't watch it. Like if they had a fast pitch, professional baseball league for women, I don't know if I would watch that. Maybe because all I see is underhand, softball stuff. So anyway, he's got a good point. And as a person who, like, I do events sometimes, we'll bring acts in. As a promoter, if you bring someone in and you're paying that band or you're paying that act, whatever it is, X amount of dollars, and no one shows up, you lose that money. Like you lose the money you paid the band. You're losing money on staff, on security, on insurance. You're stocking up, so you're buying extra product, which that's not a big problem because you eventually you're gonna get, use all that up. But you're paying for the valet service. You put out a lot of money and then no one shows up. You're not going back with that band. Like if I tell you so and so, A, B, and C band is playing and no one shows up, I'm not bringing them back. And I'm just not gonna do it. And then you're gonna say, well, you don't bring the band in because it's a female band. It's like, nah, I bring the band in because I lost money. So I just, yeah, that to me, that was just so funny. Like, bro, that was a bad night. And that's female stuff. How come the women ain't supporting?
Dude, look at the WNBA. Nobody in the WNBA got COVID. Nobody. They've been playing in front of 300 to 400 people a night for a quarter of a century. Not to mention, it's a male-subsidized league. We gave you a fucking league. None of you showed up. Where are all the feminists? None of you went to the fucking games. None of you. You failed them. Not me. Not men. Women failed the WNBA. Ladies, name your top 5 all-time WNBA players of all time. Come on. That's it. Name 5 WNBA teams. Name the WNBA team in your fucking city. You can't do it.
He ain't lying. They can't do it. I can't do it. Bro, I can name the Liberty, the Sparks. That's it. Vegas has a team. I don't remember who they are. I remember Lisa Leslie. I can name Lisa Leslie. Don Stacy. She played in the WNBA because they had 2 leagues. She was in the one league that was good, but they didn't have the WNBA backing and they merged the leagues. I remember her. Tiffany, what is her name? The old girl to be dunking. They got arrested in Russia. It's her. I mean, that's it, man. And I don't love basketball like that. I don't love basketball enough to watch WNBA play basketball, man. This is a different style of the game. Like it's below the rim kind of game. I got a buddy of mine, Corey. We grew up together. He always loved watching like college basketball. And then when the female league started to show, he was solid fan but he loves basketball. That's why I watched the ladies football league, the pro football league, because I love football. So I'll watch them play. And it's fun to me because they're learning the positions and they're learning how to block and they're learning the terms. And I love that. But come on, man, like they're not even filling a high school stadium. Not even like one of those big high school stadiums. I'm talking about just a regular size high school stadium. They're not even filling that out. But I'm like, give it time. Maybe they'll get more people to come out and watch because it's fun. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's fun. I like to watch them play, man. They play here in Tampa. It's Tampa Bay Flames or something like that. But it's fun. It's fun to watch them. So that's what he's saying, man. Like people are losing money. It's not because they're women, it's because no one's watching.
You don't give a fuck about them. They play night in and night out in front of nobody. It's a fucking tragedy, right? And then meanwhile, you look at the Kardashians, they're making billions. You look at those Real Housewives shows, they're making money hand over fist because that's what women are watching. And the money listens. You don't want to watch this shit? You watch this shit? They just shoot it over there, drowning these whores in money. Purses and shoes and Botox. It's just raining. It's raining money. Yeah, so the money listens. You'd rather watch that shit. Real Housewives, bunch of women just tearing each other down. Well, maybe that's why your husband left you. Maybe that's why your husband left. That's why you can't have kids, bitch. That's why your ass is as flat as your titties, bitch, right? That's the message you sent. We would rather watch that than see a bunch of women come together as a team and try to achieve a common goal. We would rather watch them absolutely fucking destroy each other. Yeah.
Facts. But it's men's fault. Really? Okay. Red pill stuff. That's red pill stuff right there, man. Bill Burr has been right there in that world. Again, I don't think he understands the red pill or knows about the red pill or knows who the manosphere is or the MRA movement. I don't think he knows anything about that, but he's like, bam, right on there. It's talking points. Boom, 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 boom. When it comes to equality, everyone agrees that, yes, we're all humans. We should be equal, but equality of outcome is different. You're not going to get LeBron James money. You're not going to get Michael Jordan money if nobody is watching your sport. Where's the money going to come from? There wouldn't be a WNBA were it not for the NBA subsidizing the league. And that's just a fact. No one's watching. Right? What if the world greatest curler, right? The curling, right? The curling from like the Olympics with the brooms and the little thing, the big old puck or whatever it is, what if the world's greatest curler starts complaining he's not making the kind of money that Lewis Hamilton is making, who is like one of the best F1 drivers ever to do it? Well, I need to be making, he's making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. I need to be making that kind of money. They just start laughing at dude. Like, what? You better go on back over to the ice, bro. You better go back to Canada and start curling something. That's Lewis Hamilton, man. Have you lost your mind? That's F1. That's Formula One racing. Have you lost your mind? That's what they would tell a dude. But these women are doing the same thing. I deserve to make as much money as LeBron James or, you name the NBA guy. It's like, nah, shorty. You don't bring in the kind of revenue that they bring in. Right? The biggest thing, the biggest thing on the table for the WNBA right now is there's a bet out there. They're like, a guy was like, I will bet $1 million that the top WNBA team, the world champion of the WNBA, can't beat a high school basketball state championship team from like a real state like Texas, Florida, Ohio, California, Georgia, something like that. Like, and the WNBA won't take the bet because they know they'll get smashed, man. Them young boys. Even Mel King was talking about it. And everyone's like, it's $1 million dude, like $1 million. And people like, yeah, put that on pay-per-view. I would pay to see that. I don't care what it costs, man. I pay a couple $100 to see that. But it would just absolutely destroy the WNBA because they would get whooped. It wouldn't even be close. They would get blown out. I doubt if they would score 40 points. Real talk. If these boys like, yo, tell them to go play, like, man's money on this, go play, man, they'll get destroyed. Destroyed. And everyone knows it. But and you're gonna say, well, I deserve as much as Michael Jordan made in his career. I deserve to be as much as Magic or Kareem or LeBron or Kobe. Like, man, stop it. Get out of here. But people won't call them crazy or just say you're delusional because they're women and they want to use kid gloves. And I think that's not equal. And I have a problem with that. I think that's a problem. I do believe in equality. And I think that's a problem. Let's continue.
No. And then in the end, you come back and you fucking yell at guys. And it's like, all right, so let me get this straight. I have to buy you a drink, stop the axe murderer from coming through the fucking window, and I have to watch WNBA games for you? Like, when are you going to pick up your end of the couch? Yeah. I don't have any sympathy for women when it comes to shit like that, because every study they've ever done to determine who's smarter, men or women, every study comes back and says women are smarter. Every fucking one. Ladies, you shouldn't be applauding that. You know I'm an asshole. You know this isn't going to end well.
He has a fact. He's setting something up here. But he's right. You got all these studies, and when you sit down, yeah, women are smart. You know what I mean? But women and men move in different ways, especially in society. Like, and women are very social, very socially, tuned into what's going on and can figure out those social situations in the heartbeat. Men are hunters, warriors. Men are the ones who are out there doing the dirty jobs, doing the heavy lifting, putting themselves on the line. That's what men do, right? We do different things. We're good at different things. Like, when I'm out and about, I'm moving around in society, man. I'm looking for, the guy swinging the axe. I'm looking at the guy with the long trench coat on, and it's 100 degrees out here. Like, why is he wearing that trench coat? You know what I mean? What's that bulging out of his waistband? I'm looking for weirdos, man. I got my back to the wall. I'm watching out. That's the way I'm programmed. And when I'm with my female friends, they're just walking along. I see stuff coming. They're just kind of dumb. Like, you didn't see that? I be grabbing them. Like, hold on, come over here. What you doing? Why are you grabbing me? And then some dudes will be fighting, and they'll just like roll past or something like that, or somebody pull out a thing and start banging. You know what I mean? It's like, well, how did you know? Like, because I'm paying attention. I'm seeing different things than she's seeing, even though we're grown humans. I'm looking for different things than she's looking for. And she'll see stuff like weirdos. She'll point out that person right there, that girl, oh, she's weird. Look out for that over there. She'll see things in a social environment to make me aware of what's going on. Like, that couple over there, they're mad at each other. Like, how did you know all that? She can just read the room. We're different. Right? But I can't say that we're equal and then modify the outcome and call that equality. I can't say that. I mean, it is what it is. The average woman can't lift as much as I can lift. I mean, my body is made differently. You know what I mean? But there's some things that women can do that I can't do. Again, our bodies are made differently. Our minds are kind of wired a different way. Like, we were raised a certain way. You know what I mean? So I don't see a problem with it. But you can't demand, the same outcome when everything else doesn't line up. Right? If you had 100 million people watching the WNBA finals, you got 100 million people watching the finals, then yeah, you're going to get LeBron James money. Yeah, you're going to get endorsements and stuff like that. Yeah, you're going to get, everything goes way up. Because you got the money, like, what did Bill Burr say? The money follows. I mean, if there's people are watching that's where the money goes. Yeah, it's going to be, your ticket sales are going to go way up. If that's what they'll follow that. That's what they're following. But if you're not selling any tickets, how am I going to pay you $100 million a year when you don't generate $50,000 in revenue? That math does not math. That's not how it works. right? And yeah, like what Bill Burr is saying, like this, we're gonna watch this part real quick about women being smarter. Check this out.
Did he say I'm pretty? Oh my God. Get out of the relationship. If every study says that you're smarter, okay, the question you should be asking yourself was, we're so goddamn smart, how are we in the situation we're in?
Well,
you're in the situation you're in not because of guys like me, as much as you want to blame me. Ladies, you can't tell me you never drove by a sports bar on a football Sunday and looked at the humanity in there? All those dumb guys with their big beer bellies bumping shit. Hey, it's on my fantasy team. Up top, man. Want to get some more mozzarella sticks, man? As a woman with your bigger brain, you never looked in there and thought to yourself, I'm fucking losing to that. I'm losing to that. Yeah, there's nothing stopping you other than the fact that you guys are just into destroying each other.
right. And this is where, he's about to really go in, but he's making some good points. Men will come together and work towards a common goal, even if we can't stand each other. Like I'm working on something now to get a comedian here to Tampa. And we're beginning a conversation. And this particular person doesn't get along with I don't know this person. This is just strictly business. But they don't get along with someone that's close to me. Right? So you got, and I'm like, we're men. We're gonna come together. I'll tell my people, like, yo, I'm working on this thing. They're like, hey man, I hope you make it. You need my help. I hope you can, I hope that works out. I want you to get that bread, get the bag. Right. So it's just one of those, men will work that out and get through it. Like, man, put that off to the side over here, man. Let's get this back. And we have our relationships and do what we got to do. Women, not so much. Not so much. They will kamikaze a deal over some shit they don't like. I will never work with that bitch, and just blow up everything. Banzai, just blow everything up. They get the crazy look in their eyes, man, just go and just destroy everything. Just because, like, why would you do that? It don't make any sense. Just stay away. Just money's coming to you. Like, you about to get this bread. How you gonna come over here and sabotage your own thing? Because I can't stand her. When we was in 3rd grade, she took my boyfriend. Are you for real? And I don't know. Maybe it's just the way we're wired. I don't know. But we are different.
No, now it's gonna get quiet. I see all that sneaky shit you do. Ladies, if you could just support the WNBA the way you support a fat chick that's proud of her body and is no longer a threat to you, that league would be doing better numbers than the NBA.
Fact.
So I got banned from YouTube.
Fact. It's a fact. If women will support the WNBA like they support that whole body positivity movement, he's absolutely right. They will be killing it. If women went to the games, if women supported the products that they sponsored or whatever, supported the sponsors who support the players, if women did that, bro, the WNBA will be off the chain. That's a fact. That is he ain't never lied. He ain't never lied. And that's just one of the things where, you say it out loud, people get mad at you. Can't believe you said that, DL. Can't believe you said that, Saint. The dudes will be like, whoa, yeah, you're absolutely right. And again, this is all coming from Bill Burr. He doesn't know anything about the red pill. He's just talking about what he sees in life. This is how it works. This is how it works. People are like, those are red pill talking points. Man, that's just common sense. Stuff that he is seeing as he's moving through life. That's all that is. Brother Michael's in the building. What's good, bro? Shout out to you, man. W to you, bro. He's over here talking crazy. So this last little bit we're going to watch, and then we're going to wrap this up. Bill Burr was on one of the late night shows. And bro, he actually he's talking about some stuff, but he actually turned this into a bit later on down the road. And he's talking about women and gold digging and stuff like that, man. So, and again, this is probably the premier talking point, even more than the whole family court, divorce, alimony thing. And when I heard this, I'm like, oh, but this is the reason. This clip you're about to watch is the reason I wanted to do this particular episode. I was like, man, dude is 100% RP without being RP. Like it's just crazy. So let's check this out.
Are you with your girlfriend living in LA?
Yes, I am. I'm technically married, but I'm married how like I want to be married.
Yeah.
Which is I don't sign that behind the music contract where, you know, everything works out until it doesn't work out. Yeah. No, you see Sugar Shea Mosley, one of the greatest boxers of all time, he's losing his championship belt in a divorce. Losing, yeah. It's like you're trying to break a man. Why does she want those? Right?
Gonna break a man.
They go with their shoes. You know? No, and I love how when you get a divorce, all of a sudden it costs like 50 grand a month to give a kid Fruit Loops. Right? These guys, I'm telling you, there is an epidemic of gold digging whores in this country, and it is just not being addressed on any level.
What are you?
And he went on to make that bit. It's out there somewhere, man. If you type in Bill Burr gold digging or Bill Burr gold digging women or something like that, it'll come up. He got a bit on it. This is him. And most comics, the great comics, this is how they come up with their bits, man. They just be out having a talk. He's on his, he's on the talk show, just having a talk, and it'll turn into a bit. Or maybe he had the idea driving into the interview and is like, just kind of talk about it. That's where the greatest bits come from. But he was right, man. Again, this was decades ago. He's talking about an epidemic of gold digging 304s. Gold digging, like you were married to one of the greatest fighters to ever live. You're getting a divorce and you want his championship belts. I didn't even know about that. And the judge is going to award his championship belts to you. Why? And like you said, just trying to break the man. Why? And there's nothing you can do about it. Why? No, you can't have the belt. Oh, I can't have the belt. I'm going to judge. Give me the belt. Just like the story I told you when the judge told him, you can't be with your biological child on the day that you're off, even though the child is in daycare being watched by strangers. You can't legally go spend time with your child. Your child has to stay in daycare. Mom's not there, and you're not there. You're going to leave the kid with this kid. Why? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's continue.
Talking about. What do you mean? What am I talking about? Every guy out there is just getting. Nobody's safe. Oh my God, nobody's safe. Football players, actors, politicians.
Nobody.
And they never get called whores. Arnold Schwarzenegger's maid is still called the maid in the story. She knew his wife on a first name basis, hooked up with this dude in their bed, and is still called the maid. Why did she bang him? Why? Because of that 1987 flat top he's still rocking, right? You don't think it's because of that kindergarten cop money he's got laying around the room?
Bro, is he lying? Why did the maid? Like you said, they don't even get called what they are. You're a 304. Why did she bang him? You know what I mean? And that punchline there, you think it has anything to do? You think it has something to do with all that kindergarten cop money laying around the house? Brilliant. And this is the kind of stuff like if I were to say this stuff, man, they would be like, oh, you're a misogynist, you're this or that. Like, bro, I'm just pointing this stuff out. You know what I mean? Politicians, athletes, movie stars, they all go through it. And they all pay. And and 9 times out of 10, they were targeted by the women from the very beginning. Just like that young woman that got that in that Major League Baseball player. Cost him 50, tens of millions of dollars. Right, making false accusations about him. You look at what's going on with DJ Academics right now. You got another woman, women making false accusations. Police coming in, kicking the doors. I don't know if people realize how dangerous that is when the police come, enforce your home, kick the door down. It's a really good chance someone's going to get deleted, right? Because the cops are on edge. They're nervous. They're not properly trained. They're in there doing this stuff. You got people walking around, they may or may not know what's going on. They might catch one. And then you find out that the person was lying in the first place. And what happens to the women who lie? The woman who lied on the Tate brothers. What happens to these people? Nothing. And so they're going to continue to do it. Gold digging 304s.
I'm not, and listen, I'm not condoning what the man did, but you know, there just needs to be, guys need to be educated. There's nothing out there to help a guy handle becoming rich and famous for that platoon of whores that's gonna come over the hill. like Braveheart, faces painted, shirt on, just running down the hill. Yes, there's nothing out there. No, it's like guys never learn how to keep themselves in check. Society does it for you.
Yeah.
Just women aren't going to bang you because you drive the forklift at Home Depot, right? Despite the fact that you want to bang all of them, they're not going to do it. So you didn't keep yourself in check. The forklift job did, right? Then all of a sudden you hit the lottery, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can just give in to all of that. Like, I'm so sick of all these trolls coming on TV, judging these great men. These great men, all these guys, anytime one of these guys gets caught for screwing around, these guys come waddling out of their cubicles with their jowls. They're absolutely reprehensible behavior. Like, they have any idea what it's like to be tempted at that level. You know?
Yeah.
As you walk over to your Ford Focus, are you really beating these women off of you? All those people who judge Tiger Woods.
And he's got a great point there. Like you got all these dudes saying all this stuff, man. And these are invisible dudes. These are invisible men. They have no idea what it's like to deal with women, let alone have women chasing them. No idea what it's like. It'll blow your mind. We were talking about this last night after the show. Me and a couple of comics were sitting around talking because there was some comics who were about to move. They're leaving Tampa. Really, if you want to make it in the stand-up comedy world, or if you want to be a writer or something like that, you got to go to New York or LA. There's just no way around it. You must go to one or the other, preferably both, right? So we were just sitting around talking about it. And it's like, bro, you have no idea what it's like to have groupies. You can be a broke, starving artist and have some of the finest women in your city chasing you, man. Like groups of them willing to do whatever with you, with other girls. Like it's crazy, right? The average dude has no idea what that feels like. None. Right? We already talked about that. The bottom 80 are invisible to most women anyway. They have no idea what that's like, man. None. And they think they do. And then when they get the attention, they look at the passport bros. Passport bros, man, they get their passport, take a trip somewhere now. They're at the top of the spectrum. They're making, their money is worth so much more money in wherever country they landed in. And all these beautiful women are there. And they have no idea what's going on. Now these dudes are getting knocked over the head left and right, getting drugged, getting kidnapped. They have no idea because they can't tell the difference. They can't tell the difference. They went right to the top of the food chain and they don't know what's going on up there. Like, man, I don't know what to do. Because they have no practice, man. So you got these guys who come out and say all this stuff. Like, man, you don't even know what it's like to deal with any woman, let alone a dime. Let's continue. And again, this turned into a bit. I don't think this was his bit at the time, but it turned into one.
How many people here golf? When was the last time you walked off the 18th hole and there was a busload of Scandinavian women waiting to hump your brains out? And you're like, sorry, ladies. You know?
This is Southside Steve.
Think about that, man. Like, when is the last time? Like, that doesn't happen. Dudes don't do what? I talk about it all the time, man. I tell dudes all the time, man, like, if you want to be a top tier guy, like you really think you're a G, it's only one test. Right? Have you ever said no to a dime? I mean, a true 10, like a beautiful woman who's like, I want you right now. You can have this. Have you said no to that? And if the answer is nah, man, who would say no to her? And I always give examples like this woman. You know what I mean? Because in this community, I always talk about like needing a pineapple or Bianca, stuff like that, right? Could you say no? If she just like right now, you can have this. Could you say no? No strings attached. It's yours. I don't even need to know your name. Come on, let's go. Could you say no? And the vast majority of men couldn't say no in that situation. They can't. But there's some dudes out there who like, yeah, they say no all the time. They say no to dimes all the time because they're only surrounded by dimes. That's it. They only surrounded. So they're looking for something even better. Just like in their word, all the women are beautiful. Like, man, I don't want, no, man. She's a freak. She's a 304. She's shifty. She's shady. She's a, you know what I mean? She's drugged out. They push all them aside because they're looking for a certain type of woman. And yeah, I'm that dude. Like, you know, y'all know I got a crush on Logan Browning. You know, I think she's just such a cutie, and you know, I met her in real life one time, and but if she came up to me and was like, "What's up? You can get this right now." Oh man. And if I knew something bad about it, I could say no. I could say no, like, nah, not tonight, love, or you know, let's get to know each other first or something like that. I could say no. You know what I mean? People are like, well, what would you? Depends on what's going on, depends on the situation, depends on what I know about it. You know what I mean? Like if it depends on what I see. If I see something that just isn't quite right, not something ain't copacetic here, yeah, I could say no. I could say no. Absolutely. Appreciate that, brother. W to you as well. I could say no. So there you have it, man. That was 4 clips of Bill Burr over the decades talking about stuff, man, and red pill talking points straight out of the Manosphere manual, right? Red pill talking points. And I guess the biggest thing I wanted to say here, man, is, you know, you talk about the Manosphere, the red pill, the men's rights activist movements, the MRAs. Those talking points aren't just for men. You know, those talking points are for our society. We can't have a section of our society suffer the way men are suffering over here in America, man. It shouldn't be that way. They should be invested. They should have a voice. They should be encouraged to become the best they could possibly become. They should be a place for them to figure out how to move in this ever-changing environment, right? This the dating world landscape, man. I'm not cool just throwing them away. I'm not cool. And it's a problem. Our society cannot grow without these men. If these men, like a lot of them have opted out, if these men decide that they don't even want to work anymore, we're in trouble. These guys are, in fact, the batteries that drive the American financial system and our society as a whole. These are the men. And if these men decide that it's not worth it, they're not trying anymore, they're just going to stay in the basement or do whatever it is they're doing, they're only going to do the bare minimum to survive, then we lose the edge. We lose the innovation. Look what happened with Boeing. You know, like a big chunk of the airplane popped off at 20,000 feet, and now they're looking at it, and it seems that allegedly employees at Boeing were ringing the alarm bells saying that the subcontractor, there was some problems that weren't addressed. And it led to that. Right. So now you got people who are not even trying they're not trying their best, man. They're just phoning it in. They don't care. A lot of that comes back to this. Dudes go out here and work themselves to death because they want something. Generally speaking, they want a woman. They want a good woman in their life. But they might also want a Ferrari, or they might want a timepiece, or they might want whatever. They might want to buy their own airplane. Like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself a Bonanza. Dudes tend to work hard for things that they want when they don't want anything because they believe the system is rigged and they believe it doesn't matter. When you get that, they believe that they're nothing. You got another half of the world out there, most of the world, telling you you're never gonna be anything, you're a loser, and they stop working. Well, now you don't have the battery to drive our society forward. We fall off. So this stuff that Bill Burr was talking about, man, it's not about men's issues. It's about what's right. And it's about having strong men and smart men and men who are willing to go out here and do what it takes, and men who are going out here achieving their goals. We need them, ladies. The small percentage of women out here who hate men, they're wrong. They, like Kevin Samuels used to say, they live in a world built by men and maintained by men. If men stop doing that, then the world falls apart. And again, we start looking at examples of that all over the place. So that's how I'm looking at it, man. Do I think Bill Burr is a red pill? No, I do not. But these talking points have been around for decades, and we need to do something about it. And that's why we have platforms like this one, in Fresh and Fit, and Donovan Sharp, and Rollo Tomasi, and Michael Surtain, and Rollo Tomasi, and Rich Cooper, and all the rest of them. Shout out to all of them that I just named and all the ones that I didn't name. You know what I mean? We got Captain Saver, bro. We got King Dre trying to help people at the lowest levels, man. Let me show you how to level up all the way, bro. Let me show you how to talk a little bit, because you're going to need some game. I can help you get that girl that don't see you, bro. And same here with me. Oh, Uncle Sam can help you, bro. I can take you out, man, and show you how to change your wardrobe a little bit, show you how to sit back and just listen. You know what I mean? Show you the art of the conversation. And that's going to help these people see you, man. Get good at something, man. If you were a sound guy and you are a sound guy, and we build up to be one of the biggest shows in Tampa, you don't think you're going to have women trying to holler at you? You the sound guy, bro. You part of the organization. They going to see you. You're not going to be invisible anymore. Especially when people like me and other folks are saying that you're the most important part of the operation. They're going to be looking at you like, what, him? Really? I'm trying to tell you, man. That's how it works, man. So this was fun. Tomorrow we're going to do one more because we're keeping it in the comedic vein. We're going to watch Podcast Cringe, which is a YouTube channel that covers a lot of stuff. I want to talk about the Joe Rogan comics that are out there and what's going on with that, man. I definitely got some takes on that. And then that'll end our little comedy week after that. Tomorrow's Thursday, and I'll end our comedy week. Friday, I have another show, so I normally don't broadcast on Friday, but I might do some Instagram lives when we're doing our thing. I will definitely be doing some Instagram lives, promoting the spot and let people get a little peek in what we're doing over there with the comedy arc and over there at Status. And keeping you guys abreast of what else is going on with Uncle Saint, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, Brother Michael. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but 2024 is going to be a good year. I got a lot of stuff I got to take care of. There's some stuff that's been just floating around in the background that I got to address. Once we get all that taken care of, it'll be back to business as normal, business as usual, and just getting after it and trying to win, y'all. It's hard. It's hard. I know it's hard, but you can't just sit back and let life get away from you. You got to grab it by the horns and make it happen. You know what I mean? If you're a dude out there and you're tired of your situation and you want to level up and you really do want to know what it takes to get seen by women and you really want to become the best version of yourself, you want to get your credit together, you want to get your money on point, you want to get your fitness on point and all that kind of stuff, man, holla at me. Holla at me, bro. Hit me up on Instagram. You can send comments here. Just holla at me. And if I can't help you, I know some people who can. Right? Simple as that. And a lot of people are like, man, you just hustling. You just trying to make money. Hey, bro. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. And I've been giving people free game for a very long time, and no one's really been taking me serious. But when people pay they hard-earned money to learn these things, it sticks. Right? And I'm not very expensive. I know I can plug you in with the people who are. You know what I mean? I'm not very expensive, but we can get out there and we can show you how to better yourself. We can show you, man. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. You just gotta get up and make that commitment. Like, you know what? I'm about to do this. You know what I mean? I'm tired of this. I'm ready to change, man. I'm tired of being invisible. I want to be seen. And we can show you how to be seen, bro. So that's that. Appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had some people come in and out. Thanks for hitting that like. If you're watching this on Team Replay, hit that like or that dislike. If you don't like it, shoot me a comment. Let me know why. You know what I mean? Definitely go out and support Brother Bill Burr, man. It's my favorite comic right now doing it, out there who's doing it. I'm looking forward to his next hour. Dave Chappelle just put out an hour on Netflix. I watched it. It was cool. I don't think it was his best work, but it's Chappelle. He's a great one, man. So I believe he's setting something up long term. So I'm looking forward to his next one. And, you know what I mean? If you guys got any questions or anything you want to see on this platform, let me know. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you want to see. We can build a show around it. Absolutely. That's all I have for you guys, man. It's time for me to go eat a little bit. I'm still tired. I'm sorry. You probably can see that I'm kind of dragging y'all. Whew, last night was a good night. I'll just put it to you that way. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to, I don't know. I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to work it out because I'm getting too old to be out there kicking it like I used to. But the young folks around me, man, they keep me going. So it's all good. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. Thank you so much for rocking out with me, man. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. And I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow, 6 p.m. right here. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.